Hi, it's Mine Crypto here. I hope we're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.
Remember, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research.
Mine Crypto here. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. Wow, quant BTC pairing, which we will talk about in just a moment. But first and foremost, we look at the crypto bubbles. We are currently ranked at 37. We are just under that $100 mark, with a 1.2 billion market cap and a 24-hour volume of 12.44 million, and we are currently up at 0.3 in the hour, down 0.4% in the day, down 1.8% in the week, and down 2.9% in the month. And as I always say, it is what it is. Long-term holders, which is what I am, I'm not really that bothered. But when I look at the charts and I see what's happening with regards to quant and BTC pairing, you see this from Clocky. Just a heads up for quant holders, keep an eye on the quant BTC pairing. It seems to me it's only a matter of time before we see new highs on this pair, and I couldn't agree more. It's looking really, really interesting. And seeing this from Quant and Concordium, Quant has been and is performing nicely on its BTC pair. This is indicating that it is a chosen one, which is why I DCA. Quant is fundamentally strong and intelligence is spreading, which can be seen in the wallet growth. The team is building and establishing big partnerships. And again, I couldn't agree more. If you go over and have a look at the charts, you will see. And we see this from Construction Trader ETH, Quant Chief Product Officer Martin Hargreaves talking about the fintech times, about the importance of blockchain collaboration. Quant Overledger will be used in every digital sector going, not just finance. The future is quant. And have a listen to this.
So I think collaboration is really, really key. So at Quant, we work on a number of blockchain-based initiatives around the world, and a lot of those are really collaborative. So some of them are kind of driven by development banks that are aimed at financial inclusion. Some of them are actually government projects, and some of them are kind of purely financial, but they have tons and tons of players. So in terms of who is going to do custody and who is going to do issuing and how all of the flows work, they're very, very interconnected. So collaboration is just mandatory, I think, as we go forward. There's some of the folks that own lots and lots of customers, the Apples and Googles of the world. They're fine, but they have not managed to really do anything without working with others. So they all sit on card rails or they sit on other rails. And even with their market dominance, they still have to work with others. I think the industry is going to stay very, very cross-connected for the foreseeable.
Fantastic. And then sort of diverging from that, where do you think fintech is falling behind?
So fintech falling behind. So I think identity is the main thing. So identity is one of those problems that's waiting to be solved, and it unlocks lots and lots of things. So at the moment, every fintech, you've got your own identity with them, you've got your own password with them, or you've got whatever their journey is. And as a consumer, you end up with hundreds of these things. And that makes it really hard. That kind of drives people to stick with the brands that they trust, minimize the number of passwords, and then that, a lot of data ends up aggregating with those. So in terms of standards around identity and sharing of identity, and doing that in a way that consumers are in control of that and have consent with that. Lots of people working on it, no one's really solved it yet, but I think that will unlock a kind of a next step in terms of the scaling of the payment networks that we have.
Fantastic. And then finally, looking ahead, what do you think the future holds?
That's a great question. So I mean, at Quant we work with a lot of very future-facing projects, and there's a lot of payment rails out there at the moment. I was asked earlier, is blockchain going to replace all of these payment rails? And the answer, I don't think it will. What we do see, though, is it's not just a payment rail. So in the future, actually you get these infrastructures that are being built out by regions. So South and Latin America is building one, Europe is building one for their governments, China is building one, and national infrastructures. And those support government services, they support government identity, they support customs declarations, they support a wide variety of things, and they're increasingly supporting payments. At the other end, on the commercial end, we are working with a number of business-to-business networks, logistics-type networks, and they are issuing their own private money on those networks for trade finance and for a whole range of different things. And I can see these infrastructures are kind of encroaching on what payments do. So I think as we go further into the future, we'll lose the distinction between, oh, this is a B2B network, this is a payments network, this is something else. The power that we have with the blockchain networks is you can more or less do anything with them. So rather than have to create a new network for a new payment instrument, so we had BACS, we wanted a faster payment, we couldn't do that with BACS, we had to build faster payments. Then everybody had to sign up to faster payments, now we've got two systems. Where you've got a more flexible network, like a blockchain network or any of the kind of the more modern ones, you can create new payment instruments, you can create new applications without having to rebuild the whole network each time. So it would make sense that you would layer on more things. So you'll have identity and you'll have trade and you'll have cross-border on the wider ones, and those sorts of things I think will integrate with existing payment rails, and then we'll see over time whether they start to displace them or whether they live in coexistence.
Well, guys, not just the payment rail, business to business networks, and this is not just finance. This is bigger than that. So, and as we can see, a tweet from Quant Network today, seeing double, discover how digital twins and blockchain combine real world data and advanced modeling for business insights. And then we go over to the Quant website. Creating virtual replicas of physical assets allows businesses to create an accurate real-time representation of their operations. As the global economy becomes even more digitized, hosting such projects on the blockchain can revolutionize industry. Digital twins are virtual replicas of physical assets, processes, or systems. Typically, a digital twin is created by combining real-world data with advanced modeling and simulation tools, allowing businesses to create an accurate real-time representation of their assets and operations. Traditional industries such as manufacturing, aerospace, and automotive derive great benefits, but with the rise of the Internet of Things and advances in AI, healthcare, real estate, finance, and retail are also driving adoption. According to a market report by Markets and Market, the global digital twin market size was valued at $3.1 billion USD in 2020 and is now projected to reach $48.2 billion by 2026. Businesses who run digital twins are able to take vast quantities of information from an array of sensors to stimulate, analyze performance, and improve production and reduce future costs. The concept isn't actually new. NASA has been using it as a guiding principle for monitoring space expeditions for the last 50 years. But what has changed? In keeping the Moore's law in the pace of technology innovation, with cloud computing and vast computing power, organizations can run the most complex digital twins with relative ease today. Ford, for example, develops 7 digital twins for every vehicle it produces, while General Electric has effectively used them to increase productivity of its wind farm by 20%. Taking the definition one step further, a blockchain-enabled digital twin is essentially a non-fungible token that corresponds to real-world objects or process. Our Overledger platform includes powerful tokenization flows that provide a straightforward approach to any business owners who are thinking of creating a digital twin and who wish to benefit from the myriad of advantage of running such a project in a safe, secure environment. Digital twins can be used in various industries, as highlighted above, to improve efficiency, reduce cost, and enhance safety. For example, a digital twin of a manufacturing plant can be used to stimulate and optimize the production process, while a digital twin of a patient can be used to monitor their health and predict potential health issues. This is massive. As Siemens explains in an industry white paper on the subject, digital twins bridge communication between product development, manufacturing, and supply chains. 2 years ago, the International Data Corporation predicted that by 2023, 25% of successful smart city digital twin platforms would be used to automate processes. Wow. The fundamental value of digital twins is that they can be repositories of multiple data models related to the product or asset, while digital twin instances, DTIs, mirror a single physical entity and activity. Digital twins aggregate, DTA, are a composite of individual DTIs. In a blockchain environment, each DTI would function as a distinct node or token. The more complex the project, the more nodes would be added. For industrial manufacturing firms, keeping track of every element of their supply chains or every component of the production process presents many challenges. By recreating it in a virtual realm where latest machinery learning tools can be applied, can lead to meaningful operational improvements. Now, this to me is huge. They're basically mirroring a process that they can use to adapt their current physical process. Wow. So there you go, guys. Just a quick update for you. Remember, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. And please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any further videos. All the best, and I'll catch you later.
Remember, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research.